In the stillness of winter, when the earth sleeps beneath its cloak of frost, the soul is tested in the silence between breaths. The ancients taught that the cold does not merely chill the body, it tempers the spirit. Like steel in the forge, the flames of discipline and the hammer of persistence shape what is raw into what is unbreakable. This season is not your enemy, it is your forge. It is here, in the frozen dawn, that warriors of the spirit awaken and summon their Hagane no Ishi, the will of steel. Every breath you take in the winter air is a promise to yourself, to rise, sharper, stronger, and more aligned with your purpose. So, I ask you, not as a spectator but as a fellow warrior, commit to this path. Comment, "I forge myself" below, if your heart beats with resolve. Subscribe, not for words, but for the way of becoming, the discipline of inner fire. Together we are a brotherhood of warriors, walking the path of mastery, step by frozen step toward transformation. Thank you for standing in this circle of steel and spirit. The discipline of the dawn is the art of meeting the world before it awakens, of standing in the silence when the sky still hesitates between darkness and light. It is in those sacred early hours that a warrior discovers the essence of control, not over others, but over the self. Rising before the sun is not merely an act of routine, it is a declaration of intent. A silent oath that the day will not command you, you will command the day. The dawn tests the strength of your will, for every fiber of comfort pulls you back into warmth, whispering that sleep is mercy. Yet discipline is forged not in ease, but in defiance of it. As the samurai once sharpened their blades before battle, you sharpen your mind before the world stirs. The still air of morning becomes your dojo, the breath your meditation, and every movement a reminder that mastery begins with presence. When the first light brushes the horizon, it carries a lesson hidden in its glow. The reminder that even the smallest spark dispels vast darkness. The discipline of the dawn is the practice of becoming that spark. It teaches that success is not born from grand moments, but from the quiet victories unseen by others. The moment you rise, when your body resists, when your thoughts drift toward comfort, when you choose order over chaos, each dawn you conquer becomes a brick in the fortress of your character. The Japanese warriors called it asa no shugyo, the morning discipline, a ritual that purified the mind and body before facing the world. In these hours, reflection merges with resolve. The world outside may still sleep, but within you, something awakens. A calm, focused fire that burns without needing to be seen. Over time, this ritual becomes more than a habit. It becomes a way of being. The discipline of the dawn transforms the ordinary into sacred preparation. It is where clarity is born, where intentions are forged into motion. You begin to understand that every sunrise is an invitation to rewrite who you are, to step closer to the version of yourself that lives with purpose, focus, and integrity. When you rise with the sun, you do not merely begin another day. You honor the warrior within who refuses to drift aimlessly through life. Each breath, each action, becomes a strike of the hammer shaping the steel of your will. In the cold breath of morning, when the world is silent and the air stings your lungs, you feel alive, not because it is easy, but because you have chosen the harder path. And it is in that choice, repeated with every dawn, that greatness is quietly, relentlessly forged. The fire within the cold is the spirit's rebellion against stillness, the unyielding flame that refuses to die when the world turns to ice. Winter has always been the season of testing, the time when weakness seeks shelter and strength is revealed. The samurai believe that fire is not found in warmth, but born from resistance. To feel the cold is to feel life, reminding you that comfort dulls the blade of the soul. When the air bites at your skin, when your breath turns to mist, that is the world asking, how strong is your resolve? The fire within is not lit by chance. It is kindled through challenge. Every shiver is a reminder that you are alive, that within the harshness lies an invitation to awaken. The body may tremble, but the spirit must burn brighter, refusing surrender. For it is in the struggle against the cold that the true warrior finds the edge of his own endurance. This inner fire is not made of passion alone. It is forged in discipline, fanned by purpose, and protected by self-belief. When everything outside grows still and grey, you must become your own source of light. The fire within the cold teaches that you cannot wait for the world to warm you. You must generate your own heat through action, effort, and will. The Japanese call this kaki no tamashi, the soul of fire, an energy that flows not from comfort, but from commitment. Each breath taken in the chill is a breath of defiance, each step forward a victory over inertia. The cold is not your enemy, it is your mirror. It reflects the strength or fragility of your inner flame. The warrior's heart does not shrink in the frost. It expands, fueled by the challenge to remain alive, aware, and unbroken. In this season of silence, your fire becomes a symbol of transformation. It is the warmth that guides you through isolation, the drive that keeps you moving when all else slows. You learn to draw energy not from ease, but from endurance, to find serenity in struggle and meaning in discomfort. Every act of will becomes a spark, the choice to rise early, to train despite fatigue, to pursue growth while others hibernate. These sparks merge into a blaze that no storm can extinguish. The fire within the cold is not just survival, it is sovereignty. It reminds you that your power does not depend on the world around you, but on the world within you. So, when winter whispers that you cannot endure, smile and breathe deeply, for that is when your fire burns strongest. That is when your warrior spirit proves that even in the coldest season, you remain unstoppable. Mastery through stillness is the art of finding power in pause, strength in silence, and wisdom in restraint. In a world that glorifies constant motion, the warrior who learns to be still becomes unshakable. The samurai called this seitu, tranquility amidst chaos, a state where the mind ceases to chase and begins to command. Stillness is not the absence of movement, it is the presence of control. Like a blade resting in its sheath, it holds potential energy, waiting for the perfect moment to act. The path to mastery is not paved with frantic effort, but with deliberate calm. When you sit in stillness, the noise of the world fades, and you begin to hear the rhythm of your own spirit. It is here that clarity blooms like frost on glass, fragile yet pure, and the purpose within begins to speak. The one who can master stillness can master self. His discipline demands patience, for the mind resists silence as fire resists water. Yet every breath taken in stillness tempers the spirit, cooling the chaos of thought, until only focus remains. The samurai meditated before battle, not to escape reality, but to confront it with precision. Mastery through stillness teaches that reaction is weakness and awareness is strength. In moments of pause, you refine the essence of your being, cutting away distraction, fear, and doubt. The stillness becomes your training ground, your invisible sword. Within it you learn to observe without judgment, to act without haste, and to move only when movement has purpose. Like the calm surface of a lake reflecting the sky, your still mind mirrors truth. From that stillness, decisions emerge with power, words carry weight, and actions become art. As winter hushes the world, the disciplined soul mirrors that silence. Mastery through stillness is the understanding that power is not always loud. It is often silent, composed, and watchful. In those quiet moments you begin to sense the rhythm of all things, the pulse of your heart, the whisper of your breath, the energy that connects you to the world around you. The storm may rage outside, but within there is only calm awareness, and from that calm, greatness is born. Stillness is not idleness. It is the ultimate form of preparation. It aligns the body, sharpens the mind, and fortifies the soul. When you move from stillness, Your actions carry the weight of purpose. When you speak from stillness, your words strike with precision. In the frozen breath of winter, amidst the silence of the world, mastery reveals itself, not in motion, but in the unshakable peace of a mind that has learned to be still. The warrior's consistency is the quiet force that outlasts passion, the daily rhythm that shapes greatness from the ordinary. Many begin the path of mastery with fire in their hearts, but only the consistent endure long enough to become legends. The samurai knew that the sharpest blade is not forged in one strike. It is shaped by countless blows, each one deliberate, each one patient. Consistency is the heartbeat of discipline, the steady pulse that turns dreams into reality. It is not about doing everything at once, but about doing something every day, even when the soul feels weary and the world feels cold. The warrior rises not because motivation calls, but because duty does. Each sunrise becomes a promise kept, each repetition a sacred vow to the self. The Japanese called it keizoku wa chikara nari. Continuance is strength. Through it you learn that success is not a single act of glory, but the sum of 1,000 small, unseen victories. Consistency demands humility. It asks you to surrender the need for immediate reward and trust the process of growth. The warrior understands that progress is invisible at first, that days of repetition often feel like silence before the song. Yet it is in that silence where transformation hides. The snow does not fall in torrents. It gathers flake by flake until it shapes the landscape. So too does discipline sculpt the human spirit. Quietly, patiently, unrelentingly. When you train your body, your mind, or your spirit each day without fail, you are telling the universe that your purpose is not a passing flame, but an eternal ember. This is the essence of the warrior's consistency. To act without needing applause, to persist when no one watches, and to honor the small steps that others overlook. Over time, this rhythm becomes your armor. The warrior's consistency transforms struggle into habit, and habit into identity. You no longer fight against your weaknesses, you simply outlast them. Like a river cutting through stone, your steady effort carves destiny itself. The world may waver, seasons may change, but your path remains firm beneath your feet. Each day you rise, each task you complete, you reinforce the unbreakable truth that mastery belongs to those who refuse to stop. In the dead of winter, when comfort whispers its tempting song, consistency becomes your warmth, your fire that never fades. And when the frost of doubt settles on your mind, your daily discipline melts it away, reminding you that greatness is not born in bursts of brilliance, but in the quiet, unwavering rhythm of those who show up every single day. Gratitude as inner warmth is the quiet fire that sustains the soul when the world turns cold. It is not found in what you possess, but in how deeply you perceive the gifts that surround you. The samurai understood that appreciation was not weakness, it was alignment with life's impermanence, a principle they called mono no awe, the gentle awareness of the fleeting. In the heart of winter, when the nights grow long and solitude deepens, gratitude becomes the unseen hearth that keeps your spirit alive. It reminds you that even in hardship, beauty remains. In the breath that fogs the air, the silence of snow, the chance to rise once more. To feel gratitude is to acknowledge that life itself is a privilege. It transforms struggle into purpose, pain into perspective, and survival into art. The warrior's strength does not come from conquering the cold, but from recognizing the warmth that already burns within. This warmth is not loud or boastful, it glows quietly, steady and enduring. Gratitude teaches the warrior to see abundance in every moment, even the difficult ones. The frost on your window becomes a symbol of endurance, the chill in your bones a reminder that you are alive. The disciplined heart does not curse the storm, it thanks the storm for sharpening resolve. Gratitude as inner warmth softens pride and melts despair, allowing humility and strength to coexist. The Japanese taught that a grateful spirit invites harmony, both within the self and with the world. When you give thanks each morning, you remind your heart that peace is not something to be found, it is something to be remembered. Like the steady glow of an ember beneath the ashes, gratitude waits patiently for your attention, ready to ignite light, even in the darkest times. Through the practice of gratitude, winter ceases to be an enemy and becomes a teacher. You begin to understand that warmth does not come only from fire, but from focus, on what is present, not what is lacking. Each act of gratitude becomes a shield against despair, a quiet affirmation that life, even in its coldest form, is a gift worth honoring. The warrior who cultivates gratitude moves through the world with serenity, unshaken by loss, unbroken by adversity. For even when everything seems stripped away, gratitude reveals what cannot be taken. The resilience of the human spirit. It is this warmth, born from awareness and appreciation, that keeps your inner flame alive through every storm. And when you walk through the snow with gratitude in your heart, you realize the truth the samurai always knew. The greatest fire burns not around you, but within you. Alignment with purpose is the invisible thread that binds every action, thought, and breath into meaning. It is the compass that guides the warrior through confusion, the silent clarity that transforms effort into destiny. The samurai lived by the principle of Ikigai, one's reason for being, the intersection between what you love, what you are skilled at, and what the world needs. To live in alignment with purpose is to awaken each day with direction, to move not out of habit but out of devotion. It is understanding that every step, no matter how small, carries the weight of your greater mission. In the stillness of winter, when distractions fade and reflection deepens, your purpose reveals itself like the faint glow of dawn on snow. It calls to you, not in shouts, but in whispers. And those who listen shape their lives with precision, intent, and strength. Purpose gives the warrior meaning beyond struggle. It makes every challenge sacred and every victory humble. To align with purpose is to live with integrity. It means that your actions reflect your values, that your goals echo the truth of who you are. The warrior who loses alignment loses direction. His sword swings wildly, his energy scattered. But when purpose and action become one, life itself becomes an art form. The Japanese spoke of shin-gi-tai, the unity of mind, technique, and body, a perfect harmony that arises when all parts of the self move toward a single aim. When your purpose guides you, fatigue loses its grip, doubt loses its voice, and chaos becomes calm. The world may test you, but those aligned with their calling cannot be shaken. Every trial becomes a forge, every obstacle a teacher, and every failure a refinement of the path. Through purpose, you find not only strength but serenity. The peace that comes from knowing why you walk the road you do. When you live in alignment with purpose, your life ceases to drift, it begins to flow. The days no longer blur into routine, because every action is charged with intention. Your energy becomes focused, your presence deliberate. The warrior who walks with purpose does not chase glory, he radiates it. He does not wait for perfect conditions, he creates them through his clarity. Purpose turns suffering into progress, routine into ritual, and time into legacy. And when winter's chill seeps into your bones, purpose becomes your flame. Steady, unwavering, eternal. It reminds you that you were not born merely to exist, but to embody something greater, to bring forth your unique light into a world that often forgets its own. The alignment of purpose is the final mastery of the self. When the heart, the mind, and the spirit move as one, even the coldest season cannot extinguish your fire. Winter is not a season to endure. It is a mirror reflecting who we truly are beneath the layers of comfort and noise. As the cold winds cut through the stillness, they whisper a timeless truth. Only those who forge themselves rise renewed when the world sleeps. You have walked through the 6 pillars of transformation: discipline, fire, stillness, consistency, gratitude, and purpose. And each one is a blade sharpened in silence, a step toward your higher self. The path of the warrior is not about perfection. It is about presence, persistence, and the refusal to yield. As the snow blankets the earth, let your spirit burn with quiet resolve. Let each morning become a ritual, each challenge a forge, and each moment an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your truth. Remember, greatness is not born in comfort, it is revealed in the frost. So, rise each day like the sun breaking through the winter clouds, and become the living embodiment of your own potential. This winter, don't just survive, transform. The forge awaits, warrior. Your best self is calling, and the time to answer is now.